Alex Bean with Stateside Press. I'm here with Tim Riscen, who returns to action this weekend at Fury FC 66. Tim, how are you?
I'm doing excellent, Alex. Excellent.
Man, you are 5 days away from your fight. How you feeling?
You know what? I'm actually sort of speechless because like this far in my career, being 39 years old, coming off a couple losses, a tough loss, like I've been totally blessed with this opportunity to fight Mr. Avalos. And not only that, I had no idea that I was going to be the co-main event of one of like the biggest promotions in the United States. You know what I mean? Fury's an amazing promotion to fight for.
How's the weight cut going?
It's been since like Vietnam, since I've been down to 135. It's been a while, but it's a lot easier than I thought. I brought in some backup. I brought in my guy Joseph Janik. I brought in Haas, the mad scientist, to help me from he's from Knuckleheads Boxing, to bring him in to help me with this last part of the weight cut. Because I don't know how I'm not the smartest guy in the world when it comes to cutting weight, so that's why I ask people for help, because everybody has their own way and everybody's way works for them, right? But like my way might not work for somebody else. So get all the tie up all the loose ends, and just the weight cut is the biggest thing now. All the hard work's done.
But before we talk about your fight and like your reason for going down to 135, how awesome is it that you got a fight booked, and Knucklehead Boxing and Chris Bill has a fight booked as well? Like, you guys are fighting pretty close to each other.
Yeah, I mean, me and Chris go back in the day, man. He's one of the toughest people I've just ever met, and one of the nicest guys too. Chris is one of the hardest working guys in the room, and everybody has the ups and downs in their career, and he's had some, but he's on the come up, and he's a straight gangster. Like, you never count Chris Beal out. He will always come back and just kick your ass. I love that guy to death.
Yeah. So what is the decision to go back down to bantamweight?
So, excuse me. I wanted to fight Ryan Lilly at 145. I fought him back in December, I think. Ryan Lilly's one of the baddest motherfuckers out there, man. That's just the way it is in California. And I wanted to fight him after a 3-year layoff, and at 45. And like, I did well, man. I ended up getting finished in the second. I was super tired. And then, I tried to bounce right back, and I fought at 150 against Marcus Bonillas, who's another tough guy. And my excuse was, I'm older, I don't want to cut weight. Well, I learned the hard way why we cut fucking weight. Me and Marcus weighed 150. The next day I weighed 56 and he was like 70. I was like his little kid's backpack, when I was on his back. Like, he was just fucking massive. So, I learned you can't cut corners in MMA, and that's why we cut weight. You got to work hard, and it takes hard work if you want to get anywhere. And, so I dropped back down to 35, to where like I'm the bigger fighter, right? Like, I have, the advantage per se. I'm in the upper, bigger side of the 135s. And I mean, when I when I fought at 125, I mean, it was just disturbing how big I was. You were at my pro debut, and it was just disturbing how big I was after 125. I mean, I weighed 154 pounds, 160 the next day. So
yeah, for sure. So, all right. So, coming off that three-year layoff, and fighting Ryan Lilly, did you feel ring rust in the cage?
Absolutely. With Ryan, he fought a bunch of my teammates, and he always comes out guns blazing. So when me and him started to scrap and he didn't, it threw me off a little bit. So, I mean, I tried to finish Ryan like 27 times. Like, I literally dropped him, got on him, full mounted him, took his fucking back, choked him. I did everything I could, and I just blew my wad in the first round. And we both looked at each other after the first round, and he knew, he knew. And that's why when he rushed me, we both swung. My fat ass missed, and I fell down. I just physically could not get back up. Like I was exhausted, ring rust, nerves, anxiety, all of it. And you know what, man? But I took a lot away from that loss. You know what I mean? Like, there's that cliche, oh, you don't lose, you learn. Well, dude, the last couple losses, like I've learned some hard lessons, right? And it's not a matter of skill or anything like that. It's a matter of conditioning and not cutting weight. Not taking the easy way out.
Looking back at that fight, I talked to Sean Merriman 2 days prior, and he picked that fight for fight of the night, and it ended up being fight of the night. It was a fucking fun fight for as long as it lasted. So I mean, obviously you're disappointed with the loss, but like, can you look back at that fight and be like that was a fun ass fight?
Absolutely. Me and Ryan Lilly, you know what I mean? Even though it just went to the second round, me and Ryan Lilly gave everybody their money's worth. I mean, we try to beat the shit out of each other. I mean, me and him are homies now. Like Ryan Lilly's a good dude. You know what I mean? He's a good dude. And we just try to beat the shit out of each other, and that's it's all about respect. And in there afterwards, we're totally cool, man. Totally cool.
And then your last fight, Marcus Bonilla. I talked to you a little bit afterwards. Did you look at his losing streak and kind of overlook him at all?
No, it was the complete opposite, right? Like everybody, when I fought Marcus, it's like, he had a 4-7 record and I had a 7-4, right? So like you look at that and I'm looking at it like everybody just thinks I'm supposed to win. Everybody just thinks I'm supposed to smash him. But Marcus Bonilla is a bad motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like people don't understand like our sport. Either you fight the baddest of the bad or you fight the bitches of the bitches, tomato cans, and you have a padded record and everybody can see, right? Like I fought Ryan Lilly, I fought Marcus Bonilla, and both of those fights, we came out to fuck each other up, and we're good friends after, you know what I mean? Like it's all about respect. And in Southern California, there's a small bullpen of active fighters, right? And outside of that, there's really no one, So this opportunity with Fury was simple. Like, hey, do you want to fight? I didn't even look. Yes. They could have said, do you want to fight at 170 against? Yes. It doesn't matter. When Fury asks you to fight, you say yes.
Yeah, I mean, let's talk about it. So co-main event, UFC Fight Pass, Fury FC, they're blowing up. They've had 7 consecutive just killer events. I mean, how does it feel to be the co-main event on UFC Fight Pass?
I'm speechless. Like, I don't know how I ended up the co-main event, I'm not, you've known me for a long time, Alex. You've only known me for like 15 years, close, something like that. Not too long. But I've never been one of those guys that's just like a dickhead MMA fighter. You know what I mean? Like I just want to be respectful and like I'll fight anybody, and yeah, I mean, I don't know how I ended up like co-main event. I really, really don't. I don't know if it's because I'm the oldest guy on the card or I have like the most fights, because I think there's me and this guy, I think Devin something. We're both 7-5. I think we have the most fights on the card, other than that, all the other fighters have, whatever, 9 or less, So no, man, I'm really excited about it. My teammate Jeff Creighton's fighting too on the card, so that's super cool. But being co-main of this card, Alex, it's basically like a do or die moment for me. Like I'm either going to go out there and smoke this kid and like make something out of a career after, or I'm just going to smoke this kid and make something out of my career, because there's nothing else I want to. There's no, oh, if I don't win, like I'm going to fucking win. I'm going to win, right? Like I've worked my ass off. And like I have an amazing game plan, amazing training partners, and it's all coming together, right? Like I went through all this shit to get to this moment, people my age, we don't get opportunities like this, right? And I have this God-given opportunity, and I'm going to take it, and I'm going to perform at the best I can, right? I have nothing to lose and everything to gain. So
yeah, for sure. And you kind of alluded to it. Do you feel like your back's against the wall?
absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. This is it. I'm going out there this Friday, and I'm gonna win. There's no if I don't win or whatever. I'm gonna win. And then anything that happens after that is just a blessing, right? Like, I'm 39. I fucking made some mistakes. I fought for Bellator once and lost. My life just wasn't making good life choices and all that bullshit. And now, like, my personal life has never been better, and now, training has never been better as well, especially going back down to weight. My training partners, my coach, Timmy, you're doing well. Like, good job. Like, for a while I was just working on my stand-up. I was obsessed with working on stand-up, and now that I'm confident, I just go back to doing my thing, dude. And that's just grab you and smash you. So
I love to hear it. Let's talk about Jose, man. What do you think of the matchup?
I think it's a perfect matchup for me only because he's my size, and it's at 135, right? We're both scrappy kids. Like, we're both, well, I'm a scrappy adult, almost 40, but he's a scrappy young man. You know what I mean? But like, we're both scrappy, right? And we both come to fight. Everybody's going to get their money's worth. And, it's going to be the fight of the night for sure. From what I've heard and seen, he's a respectful kid. You know what I mean? It seems like it. And I hope he stays that way, because I'm not about that bullshit, shit talking, shoving, drama. I got 2 little girls, man. I got 2 little girls, bro. Like, I'll fuck you up in the cage. I'm not gonna fucking fuck around outside of the cage. Like, don't be lame like that. Be respectful. This is a professional sport. Act like it.
Right.
So,
At the end of the day, July 8th, how do you get your hand raised?
I see my hand getting raised by somewhere in the second round, like TKO or submission. TKO or submission. I'm going to stop him in the first or second round. I will. I'm going to put pressure on him, and he will be surprised at the game plan. Like, he will not see it coming, and if he tries to take me down, that would just be the biggest mistake of his life, because I don't get taken down. Marcus Bonillas was the first person that's ever taken me down in 25 fights, 15 amateur and 11 or whatever, 12 pro. Like, fucking first time ever, and that was a fluke. I don't get taken down. It's bullshit. So
Awesome, dude. Awesome. Well,
yeah.
Before we wrap this up, I just wanted to kind of break the fourth wall a little bit, man, and just say it's crazy, dude. Like, I was there 2013, your pro debut. Fast forward almost 10 years later, I'm on the other end interviewing you, as what I'm saying. So it's just crazy, man. And it just, fucking life.
Oh yeah. This is amazing, Alex. If people only knew, me and you meeting so long ago, and then come full circle. Like, you were at my pro debut, and I remember to the day you telling me, "Hey Tim, when we first met, I used to do this MMA like journalist thing." I was like, "Oh, right on, Alex, you should do it again." And then here you are, like, living your dream. I'm living my dream, and then me and you get to talk to each other about it. How fucking cool is that, right? Like, how cool is that?
Yeah,
that's amazing.
It's mind blowing, and man, it's like pins me on dreaming, man. So I just want to say thank you so much for your time. If you want to plug your social media, plug any sponsors you got, you want to thank anybody, the floor is yours.
Yeah, man. I just want to thank all my coaches at, Dan Henderson, Joe Daddy, Gustavo, my training partners, Trevor Wells, Matt Padilla, we got Tarek Safradine coach in there, thank Dan, Dan comes in and coaches, my sponsor at Apex, Brett Roberts, he's helped me out a lot, Guiltless Food, Meal Prep, they helped me out a lot. And, Joseph Janik, man, at Knuckleheads Boxing, he's been so much more than a coach to me. I get emotional when I think about it, because that guy, Haas has done so much for me, and he's always been there for me, and he's been like a positive figure in my life for a long time. And I want to thank him, man. Joseph Janik Haas, man, he's just like a godsend, you know. And last but not least, my two daughters, Bentley and Harper, you know, my 6-year-old and 8-year-old daughters, man. They just they make me want to be a better man, you know, and they just make me want to just be a better human being, you know. And you know, God, you know, thank God that you know, God has blessed me with this opportunity and the ability to do all this, right? Everything good in my life today is because of God, and I truly know that now. So yeah, that's all I got, Alex. It was really enjoyable talking to you. I love you to death, buddy. I can't wait to see you. Maybe one day you can interview me for Bellator or something fucking cool like that. I don't know. Who knows what the future holds, you know? But yeah, this was way cool, and just I'm super grateful for this, man. Forever grateful. So